Hey cuties, it's Tiffany checking in. No, it is not Sunday, but I wanted to do a video response, much like Aquana did to tomikagetsfit. The question she asked was, "What's your perception of weight loss or of your own weight loss?" And so I wanted to weigh in on that, just to give my own perspective because I think it's a really good question, and it's something that's interesting to think about. So let's see. Basically, for me, this whole journey has been quite a long one. For any of those of you who may have been following my other channel, you know that this has been at least a year. Um, so it's not something that's really a quick fix, and it's not something that I find easy. But like I said, it's a journey, and journeys for me don't really have an end. A journey is an ongoing thing. So for me, the journey is to be a healthier person, um, to lose weight in the process, and mentally to just get in a better place. So for health, for me is all encompassing. It's mental, it's spiritual, it's physical. Um, and like I said, I don't really have any major health issues. Um, as far as, most people say, oh, you're overweight, you're obese, so you have all of these things. And I don't really, me personally, I don't have anything major. Um, I have histories of different things in my family. So it's wise for me to watch all of these things, blood sugar and blood pressure. And I mean, it's wise for everyone to watch them anyway. But I am overweight by standards, and I know that. So I'm not pretending that that's not an issue at all. Um, so the journey for me is very um, all encompassing in a way. On one hand, I have a goal size in mind. I have a weight that I want to be under. But I have a strong feeling that once I get there, I may want to keep going. Aquana was saying in her video that she always felt like, okay, if I can just lose this much, I'll be okay. And then as soon as she got there, she felt like she needed to keep going. I can see that being something that I'm going to deal with. I say that because at my heaviest, I was 293. And that was pretty much, that was the highest I weighed in at. That doesn't mean I wasn't bigger than that. But one day I decided to get on the scale, and that was the number. So, of course, that was a problem. And at that point, I was wearing a size 24 in jeans. I didn't really wear skirts or dresses at that point. Um, and I know that a size 24, anyone on their journey who gets into a 24 from a bigger size, that's a huge accomplishment. But for that being the biggest size that I can remember, I know how I felt at that point, and it wasn't good. Um, and that particular number itself, I think, weighed more heavily on me than the actual being that size. And I say that because I didn't avoid scales. I don't know if I was ever bigger than that, but it wasn't a conscious, okay, I'm scared to step on a scale. Um, I honestly just didn't ever feel the need to. Like I knew I was overweight. I knew I was fat. There was nothing that the scale was going to tell me that I didn't really know in my mind. Clearly, I stepped on the scale and it told me something I didn't know, so that wasn't true. But I didn't feel like I needed to know at that point. Um, for me, the whole weight thing has always been it's been an issue because I've been the fat girl, the big girl, ever since I can remember. Um, but it was never an issue where it was like I felt terrible about it. I didn't have fat friends growing up. I didn't have, all of that, but my friends were my friends and I loved them dearly and they never made it an issue and I didn't get bullied or anything like that. I guess I was probably one of the lucky ones because when I hear stories about, and people who are overweight and they got bullied and all that, I never really had any of that that I can remember. If ever I got into, a fight or an argument with someone that got heated to the point where we were kids, so we were being immature, somebody would throw that out there, oh, well, you're fat and blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't something that I dealt with on an everyday basis. And I wasn't really a confrontational person anyway, so I never really fought to deal with that too many times. It's just something that I knew. Culturally, I'm Jamaican. I don't know how many of you are Jamaican or West Indian even, but being fat is kind of common. I guess being an American in 2011, being fat is common too. But when people would say to me that I was fat, they weren't ever insulting me. It was something, um, I don't know. It was just something that people said, and it's kind of weird because you wonder like if people aren't trying to insult you and you know what you look like, why do they need to tell you that? That's how I started to feel when I got older. But at the time, I never, like, when you look at someone's baby and you're like, oh, you're so cute, like, oh, he's so cute and fat would be what Jamaicans would say, and it wouldn't be disrespect. So I don't think I've ever looked at it as something that was so terrible. And honestly, until my adult life, and I say adult life as in 18 and up, I'm 25 now, so it wasn't until my adult life when I started dealing with outside people that I didn't grow up with, that I didn't really care about, to be honest with you, that I started to see like, oh, people have an issue with fat people and other people being fat. So at that point, that's where I started to question myself and have issues with body image and all of that. It didn't come until I was an adult, which is kind of backwards. You usually think that you grow up, feeling some type of way, and then you become an adult and you have this, awakening. You find yourself, and it doesn't matter anymore. So I wouldn't say that I found myself yet because I was young. I was 18, 19, but at that point, that's when I started to see, how people felt negatively about weight. I myself started feeling negatively about weight off and on. I never really felt like, okay, fat people are something that I need to, shy away from or anything like that. I just started feeling like, okay, maybe I should lose weight. Maybe that will, make me feel better. Just at different points. So, of course, after my mother was diagnosed with diabetes, I realized that it's serious. And her doctor told her that she needed to lose weight and she needed to eat all these different things. And I was just like, okay. At that point, we weighed basically the same amount. So I felt like, okay, I'm healthy right this second. But if I let it get to a point where, there's no turning back, there's nothing I can really do. So I started to change my habits a little bit. So I guess my perception of weight loss evolves and changes and goes up and down, just as anything else. I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm sorry if that's what it sounds like. Um, but yeah, right now at the present time, I have a goal and I want to lose weight and I want to be at a certain goal, and it's more of I'm healthy right now. I've been to the doctor pretty recently and I'm okay. But I've also lost a considerable amount of weight from the time that I was at my biggest. So for me right now, it's a little bit of a vanity issue. Not so much where it's like, oh, if I was a size 10, I'd be fly, but because I feel like the way that I dress now and the way that I present myself, I have no issues with self-esteem. Not being conceited, that's not what I'm saying at all, but I'm okay. Um, it's more of I would love to be able to go into the same stores as everybody else and shop. I would love to not have to pay 3 times the price for a pair of jeans because it's more material. I would love to not have the same dress on as every other fat girl in the club because they only make 5 dresses in this size. Those are the type of things that I deal with now when I say that it's vanity. And honestly, it's kind of empowering to have that much control over your own self. There's not really too many things in this life that you can control. But if you're healthy and, if you don't have a thyroid issue and all those other things, you can control your weight and you can control certain things about your body. And it's kind of empowering to have control over yourself. And I feel like if this is something that I can grab and tackle and do on my own, it makes me unstoppable in a lot of other ways. So it's kind of another means to test my mental strength. And then I have all of these wonderful people around me who are on the same journey, and that it's something that we have in common. So it's a common thread between all of our lives that also is something I find positive. Yeah, I think I covered everything. I have a mental list of the things I wanted to cover. If I forgot anything, I'll add it in my video on Sunday. But yeah, so my perception of weight loss in conclusion is a good one. I don't have anything negative associated with weight loss at this particular point. And I say that because just like emotions change, I'm one of the type of people where I can wake up tomorrow and feel completely different. And that makes me sound like I'm crazy, but hey, it is what it is. I've had, obsessions with the scale and the number that I see and all of that. But at this point, it's just kind of like I weigh in because I'm in a weight loss challenge. And I'm on a team of people that it requires us to weigh in weekly. But other than that, I probably wouldn't step on the scale. I feel like I'm in a good place with it. And I hope that even if it's not in the same way or the same feelings, I hope that the rest of you are in a good place with it. And if not, can get there. I hope that you ask any questions you have regarding any of that. Not that I'm a professional. I'm just honest. I just tell you how I feel. So I hope I answered the question in the tag. Tamika, thank you for the question because I think it's a really good one. And Aquana, thank you for sharing the question. And I look forward to everyone else's responses. Have a nice rest of the week, and I will see you guys on Sunday. Bye.